All right. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome, everyone. We are in week 7 of the Artist Way. Just checking in to see how everyone's feeling. Kind of at that doozy point because we're more than halfway. I know I've been feeling it myself, um, for sure. Definitely feeling it. So week 7 is recovering a sense of connection. And I have been I've been doing really, really well on my morning pages. It's kind of become a beautiful part of my day. At this point, I'm I don't necessarily write a lot, 3 pages, but I write every morning. I get the thoughts out. It's really kind of becoming a beautiful routine for me. It's part of my daily practice, and I'm really enjoying it now. I'm starting to really connect into it. Um, in terms of my check-in this week has been hard for me. It's been very hard. I'm still healing. If you've been watching the replays or, with me on live, you've been seeing that I've been, pretty sick the last couple of weeks, and I am starting to feel better, but I am still not 100%. So my body is really, in charge, telling me when to rest and when to heal. But I am using a lot of this sick time, this downtime to creatively check in and do the exercises. So, in divine plan, you know, good orderly direction, as Julia Cameron would say it, I've been able to find time to really connect in and do the morning pages and do the artist date. In the artist date, this week was a big thing for me. I I did a yoga class. I haven't done an in-person yoga class in probably over a year. Before that, it might have been, longer, like COVID, pre-COVID was when I was really doing yoga and on the mat. So I'm trying to work on my breath work and my pranayamas and meditation and chakra embodiment and really connecting with my healing. And I've been using the basic principles a lot in terms of affirmations and breath work. And, creativity is God's gift to us, using my creativity as my gift back to God. And so I've really been trying to focus on that affirmation, that message that like creativity was my gift and my gift back is to use it and what that means and how to do that in my breath and connect and um, synchronicities. Have you had any synchronicities this week? Did you notice any magic that popped up? Um, I would say for me, the main thing has really just been in little things like I found a fortune cookie today that said your health will be vibrant and full of energy. So just, feeling like spirit has my back and that I'm being supported and I will heal. And that's really important. That's really, really good. Now, um, morning pages are always, challenging. But I've been, like I said, I've been doing really, really well. I will say I've been working with some other healers and classes and techniques and really just kind of gathering different ways that people use morning pages in their daily practice, not just Julia Cameron, but others. There's one technique which is about, writing your fears and resentments down and then releasing them to source. And then there's, the the gratitude that my one of my shaman teachers talks about, 5 things you're grateful for about life and 5 things you're grateful about work slash money and 5 things you're grateful about your future. And so I've really been kind of threading a lot of this into my morning pages in terms of a daily practice. And I do feel like it's been helping because it's given me some things to talk about in the morning pages, some kind of inspirations. Dreams are coming in very clear and very strong right now in terms of the morning pages too. So it's kind of like a dream journal, fear, resentment, gratitude, emotional dump. And I am getting, better with it every day. It's becoming more of a habit and more of a routine for sure. Um, like I said, my artist date check-in was definitely the yoga class. Going to the mat yesterday for this class was it was a big thing for me, stepping out and taking a class from someone else. And I usually do my yoga practice at home. It's very like very meditative. It's very personal. It's very me. And so doing that in a group of other people has been challenging because I've gotten just so used to, since COVID, to do everything on my own. And so stepping out on the mat in a class with other people, it felt good. It was scary. It was exciting. I'm glad I did it. I learned a lot. It was a really good class. I really enjoyed it. So recovering a sense of connection, she says, we turned this week to the practice of right attitudes for creativity. The emphasis is on our receptive as well as active skills. The essays, exercises, and tasks aim at excavating areas of genuine creative interest as we connect with our personal dreams. And so, perfectionism is really big for me. I mean, I have to say that, she talks in that first section about perfectionism. And when I was a kid, I had this amazing teacher who was like a perfectionist interventionist. I remember I think I was young, second, third grade, and I remember they were going to keep me back. I remember my mom telling me if I don't finish my work, they were going to keep me back a year because I was younger than everybody else. I'm a summer baby. And it's because I couldn't get my work done because I was a perfectionist. I wanted everything to look perfect and be exactly right. So I would never turn anything in because if it had a scriggle or anything, it wasn't good enough and would never get turned in. And my teacher spent like a week every day, like whatever, if I crossed something off, she wouldn't give me a new piece of paper and she, would make me just turn it in. And it was, maybe it was more than a week, but it was definitely an intervention. And I ended up, being fine and being able to move on to the next grade. But she taught me that, beautiful is done and that perfection is overrated. And now as an adult, my mantra is intention, not perfection. And I just feel like that's really carried with me. She says, um, the knife of perfection, the knife of perfectionist attitude in art, getting it right or fixing it before you go any further. And that perfectionism has nothing to do with getting it right. It has everything to do with fixing things. It has nothing to do with standards. Perfectionism is a refusal to let yourself move ahead. It is a loop. Whew. And that idea of the loop really got me. Just being on that wheel and allowing myself to not, because I do the perfectionist thing. Like even though I have moved past it in some ways, I was realizing I'm still very much so connected it in terms of, the mask of, how we present ourselves and what we do and that loop of trying to be perfect or create a perfect image or a perfect business or a perfect self or a perfect spiritual journey or all of those things. So getting off of that loop was something that was like a big aha moment for me. I definitely meditated and thought a lot about perfectionism um, this week, and risk too, about not being able to take the risk that we need to because it's comfortable and we're safe. So this exercise really got to me too. The what would I do if I didn't have to do it perfectly? Wow. I mean, there's so many things I would do if I didn't have to do it perfectly, because I'm really not, you know, I'm not the best knitter. So I'm always disappointed with how stuff comes out, but I love to do it. I love to sing, but I don't think I'm the best singer, so I don't really do it. I mean, like there's a lot of things that I was like, I'm really not taking risks because I'm still on that perfection loop. And it's funny because I kind of thought I was off of that. If someone had told me beforehand, before this week, I would have been like, no, I'm not a perfectionist. I'm fine. But then I realized, yeah, I am a perfectionist. And that loop is preventing me from trying things that I want to do. So that was a really good exercise in terms of, trying out new things. Jealousy map got me a few times. Whew, there's a local woman area and she posted something online and I got so jealous. And then the minute I did, I was like, oh, Thank you for showing me that. That's that synchronicity, that spirit showing me that jealousy map, right? And I was like, why am I jealous of her? What is, you know, why? And I really thought about it and I unpacked it. And the antidote was really just to celebrate her, and that's really the way it is for everything. We kind of want something else that someone has, and we think they've got it better, but we don't know their story that's going on. So that was a good reminder for me. Definitely, you know, check your balances, chill out a little bit. I love how we keep doing this archaeology exercises with Julia Cameron. We've been doing them since the beginning. Um, so, I like digging through that. I like kind of looking at those perspectives. Again, I've been using these even in my morning pages, like, kind of looking at that and kind of adding them into my writing in the mornings. And this mantra, treating myself like a precious object will make me strong. I'm not good at that, but I have been trying. Actually, I picked this picture of the tiara because I kept trying to imagine myself as a princess, because like princesses can say no, but moms can't. So I was like, I can say no. I can be a princess. I can say no, especially because I haven't been feeling good. Like yesterday, I was, like I said, I went to the yoga class for the first time, which was a big deal for me. That I haven't been out of the house. I've not been feeling well. That was a lot of physical activity for me with my pneumonia. And my husband asked me to do something afterwards. And I was like, beforehand, I was really good. I was like, no, I can't. I don't want to miss my class. I want to do it. But then afterwards, I felt bad and I did it. And then I ended up having just a breakdown and just not being able to handle it. And it was too much. And I felt terrible. And I got sick and I got grouchy. And everything was just like an absolute temper tantrum. And it reminds me that it's okay to say no. So that was a bit of a wake up call for sure. And then, um, so the tasks were good. I definitely made soups and, have really been trying because I'm not feeling good. Like I've been drinking a lot of teas and making a homemade teas and kind of breathing in the inhalations of those and homemade soups. And I've definitely been working on like kind of anchoring in and allowing myself to connect. And I loved the exercise about the music and just doodling. That was made me sad, actually. I was like, why don't I listen to music more? I get so busy and, TV tends to be in the background, but I love music. And it was just a really good reminder that just to doodle and to listen to music, it felt really good. I love collages. I love collages. I did like a lot of collages this week because I haven't been feeling good. I did one in my journal. I did one in my main room. I added to my big, that I'm looking at right now, my big vision board that's on my desk in my office, or, you know, and so the collages were good, and then kind of layering in the themes, like, yeah, definitely my themes are like magic and power and synchronicities and, just just love that kind of stuff. So there's definitely cinematic traces of magic in my life. My daughter even did a collage with me, so that was really nice. And, being able to just kind of sit down and kind of connect. And I love collages. It's probably my favorite medium in terms of art. It just felt really good. Um, let's see. I have actually been kind of avoiding church this week because I'm just not feeling even though it's Holy Week, technically, I'm not feeling the organized church, but I have been spending the little bit of time that I can outside in nature and really trying to just go to the woods outside of my house and connect in with nature. And that's been very good. It's been very healing, just being with the sun and just being able to be with the trees, and how forest means for rest. It's just been definitely connecting in and being able to be outside in nature and anchor in my energy. It's been feeling really good for sure. That was a good reminder. Grove of trees, that felt really good. So now, next week, we are in week 8. Week 8 is recovering a sense of strength. Julia Cameron says, Next week, we will tackle another major creative block, time. I use this one all the time. I don't have no time. I can't do it. I don't have time. We will explore the ways in which we have used our perception of time to preclude taking creative risks. We will identify immediate and practical changes that we can use to make in our current life. And we will excavate the early conditioning that may have encouraged you to settle for less than you desire creativity. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to, you know, my body and time. This is all really part of this healing journey for me, and I'm really feeling it and moving forward with it all the time. So next week will be week 8, and we will be recovering a sense of strength together, April 24th at 8 o'clock. And that is our week 7 check-in. So everyone's busy, so no one was able to come in today. That's perfectly fine. Feel free to reach out to me. My email is loveandlight@gmail.com, and I spell that LUVNL888 @gmail.com. So feel free to reach out and email me and check in with me. How are you doing? We're more than halfway through at this point. Are you kind of rebooting and starting over at week 1? Have you kind of taken a pause? How are you feeling? Connect in. I'm here for you. And I support you in this journey, and I look forward to connecting. So I wish you all well, and I will talk to you soon. Blessings next week. Bye-bye.